What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy, Next Gen 720, back with a weekly Big Gamer Small Talk podcast. How you guys doing? I'm about to do the Lord's work for y'all. How about that?
Bang, bang,
bang, bang. Yeah. So here we are. We're back with Big Gamer Small Talk. Yeah. So we're a little bit shorthanded. Tim's going to be joining us here in a minute. He just said so on Twitter, so hopefully he gets his ass in here. But we do got K Mega, otherwise known as L Mega. He's always losing on video games, apparently.
How
you doing, bro?
What's up, man? Legend Mega in full effect.
Legend Mega.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Happy to be here. Yeah. Man, if anybody was listening to Z stream last night, they would have heard me and 100 going at it in Madden, and then he miraculously went away when I won the second game against 100. But you know what I'm saying, we really know what's going on in these gaming streets. You know what I'm saying? I hold it down.
Oh, I no doubt. Mason, are you back from taking a piss yet?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, we got I like throw it all out there, all your business, dude.
Oh,
Mason's like, I gotta go take a piss. I gotta go take a piss, man. And I'm like, just hop back in, dude. So how you doing, man? Thanks for coming back and joining us again.
Doing good. I'm glad you guys sent me an invite this time again. I'm pretty excited for the topics we're going to touch on today. So yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Oh yeah, and then I know, man, I'm bringing it, man. I'm bringing the topic. That's what I'm doing now, man. Where it's like BGST is a well-oiled machine, and that's just how it goes. Mason can only stay till about 9 Eastern, so at least he's joining us for a little bit today. And we've got the Zod Father, Next Gen 720
480 out.
480. Well, we know why you named.
He said 480.
You're gonna need a new YouTube name because Next Gen 720. You named yourself that because the Xbox One could only do 720p.
I know.
So
right?
you're gonna have to be like Next Gen 4K or something when Scorpio comes out.
I think I may just do that. Next Gen 4K.
Yeah, that makes much more sense. Yeah, it makes
4K.
Makes so much more sense. Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Some more love.
Fuck them.
I'm still trying to figure out the new guy and why he has to be off. Do he got to go to bed? I mean, will be past his bedtime at night?
No,
he needs to be tucked in. Read a
I
story?
might be able to stay till 10, but it depends.
He got a part-time job up in the cardboard in the back of Target.
Oh.
Man. You know very demanding job.
Like Warrior War task, cutting down boxes and shit.
Yeah. Down in the back of the convenience store. Oh man, shout out.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. You know what? A couple of weeks ago, I was told that the Xbox Scorpio was probably going to be called Xbox One X, and people are like, you know, the typical shit that Crap Gamer gets, right? You're so full of shit, Crap Gamer. Where's your source? Give us your sources. Give us names. We want proof. We want this. We want that, right? And I'm like, no, listen, it makes sense. Xbox One X, the acronym, the abbreviation would be fucking XBOX as fucking Xbox. You couldn't do Xbone, none of this bullshit. Mason, who actually helped out 2 weeks ago on Xbox Nation during my podcast, we had a good time talking about some different names that other people had heard. I stuck by Xbox One X, but one of the names that was thrown around was Xbox Prime, and we started making fun of it, like for Transformers, like roll out, shit like that. Right?
You gotta fight. Can you imagine if they did announce that, and right when Phil was walking out, like let's say Phil announces introducing the Xbox Prime, and just had the lights go off, had that song playing, and have it raise up from the ground and shit.
Yeah,
and
there would be about
when the platform stops, you hear that burr burr burr.
There would be exactly 1 minute before NeoGaf was full of fucking memes with Optimus Prime with an Xbox coming out of his chest or some shit. It'd be like ridiculous. But what we do know is the more credible source right now is saying Xbox One X is going to be the name. I love it. I think the acronym is great.
What about I heard also too, is it Xbox One Pro?
Yeah, that shit ain't going to happen. They're not going to call it the Pro.
Man, come on.
That was the lesser
the thing with
two,
X,
in my opinion.
I think I was talking to UE Gaming. Looking at it, there's of course you can tell there's a difference, but I think saying it, there is definitely a similarity with S, Xbox One S, Xbox. Well, I guess depending on how you say
Xbox One S, Xbox One X.
Like if you're like me, I talk really fast, so it's like X. Like it almost sounds like S.
Mom, could you pick me up the S Or the X, I got you. I thought I wanted the fucking X. I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, you don't want.
Well, I mean, the price difference should be a dead giveaway as well. You know what I mean?
But I also think, like how we talked about before, I mean, it's simple. It's in line with the Xbox One, the S, and then X. It's simple, but when you X, it just kind of looks like premium. You know, it kind of has that premium feel when you see that X on there. In my opinion, that's how I feel. But
yeah.
Snap a. You know what? We talked about this before. About a year ago. They need to have a box that stands out. You know, not that puke green. Just need something that's going to catch.
Yes. What do you guys think? Do you guys think they're going to stick with the black, or do you think they're going to stick with the white?
Oh no, I'm not talking about the console. I'm talking about the actual box itself. Okay.
When
you walk into the stores, into the cash, if you walk into Best Buy during Black Friday or during the holiday, they have all the consoles just stacked up in the middle of the floor. They need something catchy, I don't know. They need something, because this generation, their boxes are kind of shitty a little bit.
You got the touch. Oh, yeah. Shit.
Go back.
Imagine if we were clowning ourselves like as a joke and they actually announced it Prime. Oh,
hey, well, let me say this next gen. Have you seen I like the Xbox One Xboxing? Have you seen that? It's sleek. It's very Apple-like. It's you know what I mean? It's got
sleek. I'm just saying.
I didn't see that.
I'm talking about before. It's it's plain. It gets right to the point. I get it. But when I'm saying something to set itself apart from. You're gonna have stiff competition from the Switch this year. For those weirdos are like that.
Hold on. Are you admitting
that? No. I am admitting that there are a lot of freaks out there in the gaming world.
Freaks.
You're gonna have the Switch. You're gonna have Sony's gonna be going hard with their advertising for the Pro, with a Jazzy box or whatever. So they need something. Instead, part 4K naming game. Only truthful something on the box. You know what I mean? Put a gold 4K from something to make it stand out.
I think me personally, I think it should just be the console itself should stand out. I mean, people are going to be unwrapping it and then they're looking. That's why I think it's going to be kind of like a metallic silver, like a metallic. It's going to have that same look as that Surface, the new Surface that they had, and I think it's going to have that sleek look. Like that would
be nice.
And it's totally different. And then I'm pretty sure that it'll be small enough to where it could be where it's similar to the S, maybe just a little bit bigger. But I think that it'll come, with a whole bunch of different looks, and I think we'll really start getting those consoles that we've always been, looking at, like they show at Gamescom and all that. Comic-Con, not Gamescom, Gamicon and Comic-Con, Jesus. And
Omega.
Come on. I know, damn. And I think they'll just bring a whole array. And I think they'll substitute the controllers and they'll start bringing a whole different look of the console, I think.
I hope they don't do the I know it's cool at first, but for me being like really OCD on like cleaning things, I hope they don't have that glossy finish. I like the matte look. I don't know how you guys feel. I mean, but if it's metallic, it would be weird to throw a shiny chrome finish if it is metallic. But that's pretty cool. I like that.
I don't really want it particularly when it's small, because I don't want any heat. I just want the motherfucker to work. Me personally, I don't care what it looks like. It's under my TV. I can care less. Long as it works. No red ring of deaths. No Joy-Con issues.
Do you guys know I meant to ask for design-wise, Albert Pinello, I know he helped design the Xbox One original design. Did he get promoted when they had that big promotion a couple weeks ago, or is he still helping out?
He's still not. I don't think he was promoted. I think that he's not. The Surface team is working on the Scorpio.
Oh shit!
Design.
Yeah. What's that guy's name? Canis something or other, right?
Yeah,
right. And that's why I think it's going to be slick like that, like the Surface Pro, because he makes his things look kind of Apple-ish, look like real high tech. And with this supposed to be a premium console, I could see that, and it would be different. Nothing really has that type of look. So I think that would be a home run if it is going to be.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't really have an issue with the original Xbox.
Oh no, neither did I.
Maybe I'm just a fucking fanboy. I don't know.
I didn't either. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I'm not a home decorator, but if people, but I mean, the fact of it is the Xbox One S.
Oh, the colors would be different too. You'd have a black one, you have a white one, and then now you have the metallic one. Or like that. That's pretty cool. I like that color design if they do that. Do you guys? It was funny. Me and Siren, we were talking. Do you guys think they're going to ship this with a Elite controller?
No,
chance. No. 0.0.
They may do one next year, Elite bundle or some shit like that, but not right now out of the box. No.
Here's the thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I think this was on Windows Central. The Xbox Scorpio smaller than the Xbox One S.
I saw that. Yeah, I read that too. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. Not only is it smaller, but they're using a state-of-the-art coolant system in it to keep it. What's that?
Maybe water cooled or something.
I don't think it's going to be water cooled because that has a tendency really to break down. But but supposedly they're using some kind of new coolant technology. It's going to be smaller than the Xbox One S. It's got internal.
For it to be smaller than the Xbox One S with internal power, that's fucking crazy. If they do that, man.
Yeah. Well, look, like I said, look. Well, yeah, exactly. And again, the Surface team is working on it. So when I say smaller, like people don't like assume like a fucking super smaller. I mean, it could be just a tad bit smaller. Yeah, no, they're saying it's smaller. I don't know if thinner or what, but yeah, they're saying that it's smaller.
What if that bitch the size of the Ouya
overall? Yeah, no, that's what people think. Awesome. Well, yeah, when you hear, it's going to be smaller, right? That's what people assume. They're like, oh, well, how much smaller can it be? I don't think it's going to be. Hold on. Somebody just joined us and somebody's mic fucked up. I'm going to take a guess and say it's Xbox.
Oh my god! How did you know?
No. I'm just joking. What'd you do? Welcome. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys, man?
What's up?
What's going on, man?
It feels good to be on BGST, the Monday night edition. You know what I'm saying? Taking it over before football gets over here.
Yeah. Well, dude, Xbox, what is your thoughts on Xbox One X, which the acronym would be Xbox? No more Xbone, none of that stuff. And also, they're saying that it's smaller than the Xbox One S, and it's still going to have an internal power supply. So,
well, for it being smaller, for anybody who watches the next podcast, me and the Don have been going back and forth about like the architecture and stuff like that. We believe Ryzen CPU, Vega GPU, which inherently are smaller themselves, and they're all about like managing heat well and being efficient like that. So I can actually see it being smaller. In terms of the name, come on, guys, really? 1X?
Yeah,
that sounds way too close to S, man. What are you gonna do? You're gonna confuse everybody. You're gonna have casuals going over there for the 1S, and they're what? Oh, you said X? All right, give me that $500. They're gonna be like, what?
Well, yeah, the one is gonna be the native 4K more expensive. The other is gonna be cheaper. So
you got the grandmas and the grandpas out there. I don't think they'll do X.
If they do go with the X, I have to agree with Z on this. Is that they do have to make that box look presentable to have a crazy difference.
I was going to say the same thing because you're right. When kids are saying that shit really fast, parents aren't really fully listening. I mean, some do. They're like, "Oh yeah, that." But also, I know from just seeing different parents that I know personally, like they always
right there, man.
They go for the what did he say? S? I don't know. Just get him the S. The cheapest $300.
Hey, hold up, Chris. Sidebar. You remember that? What 2014 or 15? That kid had that meltdown when his mom bought him the 2K15 or some shit. And it was, I think, 16 was out.
Like, that's the one where he tried to stick the controller somewhere real quick.
I don't see that happening. That is when you say like it's just too close to S and X.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be Infinity. Come on, guys. If Infinity was in the running when the Xbox One,
that's his name.
I'll read this to you right now.
Watch him take the old room and call it Bingo. Oh shit!
I'll read you this right now. Right. This is a rumor. And this is from Rectify Gaming, and this is like the same stuff that they heard on Windows Central and stuff that I've heard as well. So as the days go by, we get new material about Project Scorpio, and today the sources presented us with two potential names for Scorpio, which have been considered by Microsoft. The first is Xbox One X, and the second is Xbox One Pro. On Pro, you may associate Pro with PS4 Pro, and yes, there were some arguments from within Microsoft about the name. We also know there's a third name being considered for Scorpio, but until we know for sure what the name is, we will not disclose more information. So the Pro, you can basically just fucking toss that out the door. You can't
Definitely,
do that.
I don't think the Pro.
From a marketing standpoint, you can't do it.
Yeah,
that'd
be terrible.
I was thinking Ultra for a second, but
I've heard people say Elite, but they already came out with an Elite bundle, which had the hybrid drive in it and stuff like that. So I don't see them doing that because it's still around.
Somebody joined. He doesn't got his mic up yet, but I bark at him anyway.
Somebody.
One thing I was going to say was that I don't know if they could do that, but if they could still keep whatever name that they're going to go with, but put the Scorpio logo on there some kind of way to kind of.
Not why they just keep Scorpio.
I know, but I think that there would be so many. It would just cause a lot of issues.
Because that's Zodiac racism right there, man.
Hey, no. Dude, listen, because. Maybe Xbox One Scorpio, maybe, I don't know, but it has to be Xbox One something for the simple fact is it doesn't have its own games. You're gonna have to buy boxes that say Xbox One on them. Yep. So it has to be Xbox One something.
Just like I'd said like before, like if even we already know there's gonna be mass fucking confusion because there already is on like, oh, is it gonna have new games, etc. But if they take out that increment of one, it's going to be fucking really total hysteria.
Xbox One 4K.
Xbox One family of devices. They won't take the one out of it. This is what we're dealing with. You're going to get incremental Xbox Ones. You're always going to see Xbox One in the title. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be Xbox One what? And I've been saying Infinity. Infinity was one of those. It was in the final for like the original Xbox. Can you see that? Yo, Disney Buzz Lightyear commercials, man. We're going big.
No,
man.
what I could see is NeoGaf and N4G poking fun at that shit.
They will poke fun regardless.
No.
Yeah,
you just call it the Xbox One X, and its acronym is fucking Xbox. How you poke fun at that? It's fucking Xbox. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Next gen, you said why not? Go ahead.
I was gonna say just with the Infinity, you know, the Xbox logo, they could put like a half loop on one side, a half loop on the other, and actually have the X make an Infinity symbol. Like that'd be crazy, man.
Well, I say pimp the box like Rick James.
Yes, like Rick.
You were like Xbox 4K, right? I can tell you why they wouldn't do that. First of all,
Xbox One 4K.
Well, here's the reason why they wouldn't. Because when the PS5 comes out, it would make it seem obsolete. PlayStation 5 versus Xbox 4. Yeah, but you still don't want that. That's why they went with Xbox 360 instead of Xbox 2, because that would have been Xbox 2 versus PS3.
Would the PlayStation 4
crap.
be that much more powerful than the Scorpio?
I got one.
If it came out next year.
It's not coming out next year.
Okay,
coming out next year.
Crap.
We're getting a PS4 Pro this next year.
Yeah.
Is that Xbox?
Xbox One Megaton, man. I know you love that word.
Hey, I do love the term Megaton. My boy Mooch doesn't, but you know, at the end of the day, I love the word, man. Like Megaton. Granted, Megaton doesn't carry the same weight that it does now, but PS4 Pro, it does a little bit more. I can see people saying that with the Xbox. Listen, Xbox One Pro does a little bit more. See, like that shit's gonna happen.
Send that shit to Hades. Do not bring that bullshit back yet again. No.
Hey man, the Moochisms live on, bro. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
It does just a little bit more.
That needs to die. That needs to die in the old era, Mooch. We got a new era, Mooch now.
So I heard something else too. I heard that I think it was Rand or somebody was saying supposedly, I don't know if it's just the developer kits, that there's like an animated power not power button, but there's like an animation design on the front of the console.
Do I heard
like a front display, right?
Yeah,
like a display. Yeah, we've heard that. That's a bit of a rumor. Did he elaborate or somebody elaborate what it means?
What, the display? That would
it's got some kind of front facing.
No,
display.
like where the power. What'd you say? I'm sorry. Your mic's breaking up. Somebody's breaking up.
That's Tim.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
You can't hear me?
We can
hear you now.
All right. Now you can hear me.
Now we hear you, Tim.
All right. Sorry I was trying to talk to you guys.
All right, what you say? The floor is yours.
No, I was just trying to make sure. I heard you guys talking about the display. I think that's just the dev kit thing, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's anything for the customer.
The dev kit actually has, from what I saw from Jez, major shout out Windows Central, Jez Corden, because he is dropping bombs lately. He said there's an LCD display that actually will give the developers stats real time while their game is running on the dev kit.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, that's what it was. All right. I thought I had read it like when you turn it on, like there's gonna be a little animation with the Xbox symbol.
I heard there was an animation too on the dev kit. I'm not sure if it's gonna swing over to the.
That would be awesome, but probably kind of costly though.
It would be badass.
Well, we got the Surface
4K HDR and something like that.
The Surface team is working on the design, or has worked on the design and stuff like that. So when it comes to them, you saw what they've done with tablets, what they did with the Surface Book and stuff like that. Sky's the limit, man. They could put anything on this thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they can't put too much on it because the sky's the limit's going to be on that price too.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, what do you think of the name? Are you saying Xbox One X or Xbox One Pro?
How that came up. I don't know what came up or how that came up, but for me, it's a name. I don't have a problem with the name. I actually kind of like it because DirectX, and I just, I understand what they're doing, but I think overall a lot of people don't like it. And people are going to look to nitpick.
Xbox One X, an Xbox S, kind of confusing for the consumer.
Yeah, I just think it's a rumor, so I don't really put too much weight into it.
But I do want to point out, Tim, that's how they did the Xbox 360s as well. There was an E, there was an S, there was, you know what I mean? And
it makes sense. Xbox One X. Yeah. I have heard many times that they're keeping within the family of Xbox One. So that kind of limits you. But in the end, I mean, a lot of people had a problem with the name of the Switch, and the Switch did great. I mean, it's a name. It's a little confusing. Yeah. Can people make fun of it a little? Yeah. But if that's the only thing you can complain about, well, I don't know.
Hey, they made fun of it as Xbox One. They fucking call it an Xbone and all this shit. You know what I mean? You have to be careful not to. Yeah, they said it looks like a VCR and all this kind of nonsense.
Let's just say what it is, man. The community is picky no matter what. Whatever they call it, you are going to have people that just hate Xbox that are going to find a way to make fun of whatever name is out there. I mean, so.
Can I say something quick, Xbox? We have to remember that we're hardcore.
Yeah, you bought it.
Crap. There's only one bot.
This thing's going all over the place.
Just repeat, crap. You just said what?
Can you hear me now?
Say it again.
All right, go. Let's try it one more time.
Can I say that?
Hop back in.
Okay. Yeah, hop back in.
Fuck crap.
Tim, I'd just like to say nice to meet you, Tim.
So
nice
that
to meet you,
nice. But new guy, Tim, new guy.
Anyway, listen to you. Good.
No, the thing I'm really wondering is, okay, forget about the name. Now it's all about presentation. So that's why I say the console has to look slick. I agree with Z about the box, but the innards, the 4K, everything aspect of it, it's all the display and everything's got to look high tech, new, fresh in order to grab, I think, the people's attention other than just worrying about the name. So if they go that route, if the thing you open up the box or when they show it and it looks and everybody's like, ooh, this looks high tech, then that's it. Don't matter if it's called shit bone. It doesn't matter. People gonna say, I want my shit bone. That's just for
I really think honestly with that whole flap of when they first revealed it. I mean, Phil Spencer, he's not gonna fuck around. Like he's like, listen, I really think he's gonna go all out. Like you said on the presentation, like, listen, we need this shit to be pristine.
I hope.
And yeah, yeah, we hope. Yeah.
See, there was this design that somebody brought up, and I don't know where I saw it on Twitter, but I thought it was really cool. It kind of looked like the Xbox One S, but the difference was it had laser etched in green. Do you remember the original, the OG Xbox, that X on the top of it?
Yes.
It had a laser etching of that X going over the top of it, and to me, that looks sharp.
Oh yeah, it was like a circular, right?
No, it was like the One S, and it was even either white or some like semi-metallic or whatnot. But then it had the laser etched like outlines of the X going back to the OG Xbox, and I thought that was cool.
The dopest OG Xbox was the Master Chief Xbox. My son still has it to this day. It was the green, the see-through green. That was a really cool.
I disagree, man. It wasn't, I don't think it was for retail sale, but if you ever saw that Panzer Dragoon, the white OG Xbox with the purple,
that was only released in Japan, though.
Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never seen that.
That was only released in Japan.
Yeah, I would have copped that.
That was only
really rare.
Listen, but to be honest though, the OG Xbox was ugly as hell.
It was controller and everything.
Yeah, that dude,
it was a
even the Xbox One S controllers.
They were cramming all that.
Jesus, crap! You all over the place. Hold on, you cut my camera.
Reset your router.
I infected
But,
his mic, man.
I don't
for me, it's going in and out like people are talking and it's going low.
Yeah, I don't think that we're gonna find out what it looks like this week. I don't think we're gonna find out the name.
You think we get a name?
I just think you're gonna get it.
He's holding it.
I think you're gonna get like a rundown of the specs, deep dive into, how many, how fast the bandwidth is, what the CPU is, how many CUs it has,
So Tim, you think you're going to say Raven Ridge, right? When it comes to AMD?
I don't know. I heard the latest was it's with a.
Oh, man. Wipe the dust off that puppy, man.
This was behind the TV.
Real quick, I was talking about the going into detail, the specs and stuff like that, and I think it was Jazz, and some people are saying that they might show Forza Motorsport 7, or some articles have been saying. Honestly, for me, I'm sure the game's going to look good, but I don't think Forza Motorsport 7 would be a good candidate to show what the console can do. I'm sure it's going to look gorgeous no matter what, but we're already getting, we're already getting Forza 1080 60. We need something to be like a whole bunch of stuff on the screen.
Well, look, I'm trying to say this one thing. I kind of disagree with you, even though I'm not a big Forza Motorsports fan. But the way they even showed us Forza Motorsport 6, and I hate the Motorsport series, made me go out to buy with the puddles and shit. They do a really good job at getting all the mustard on the hot dog. Turn 10 Studios in house. I do expect for Motorsport to be maybe the showcase of the Project Scorpio, because again, it doesn't take much to make a racer, 1080p 60 on what we have now, and to really turn up all the bells and whistles. You're just going around the track, really. I think that Motorsport's going to set the standard. And plus, too, this year they're going to be going head to head with Gran Turismo. You know what I mean? So I think they're going to probably pull out all the stops. You know what I mean? With it. Listen, one sidebar here.
I agree.
With that being said, though, I probably to maybe give the Forza the upper hand, which I think is a better game anyway. Maybe we might see some shit from the cloud going on too with Forza. Maybe they might keep that under wraps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think Jez's article, his article kind of, it talks about the showcase and it talks about Red Dead Redemption 3, Red Dead Redemption 2 being 4K and Battlefront 2 being 4K, God. Which is, if true,
sick.
That's really a big deal. Because Pro's not going to touch that. And, a lot of people don't realize this, but there's going to be texture packs and there's going to be things that the PC end gets that Scorpio is going to be able to get because of the RAM allocation of 12. I think it's definitely 12. So you're going to have an option to even have a resolution advantage, but you're also going to have an option to maybe have texture and assets.
That's the most important thing, though, Tim.
Your game is going to look like it's going to take a lot of space, but your game is going to, I think, really shine out from the competition.
Okay, look at it like this, Tim. Check it out. Listen, the Adderall just kicked in. I'm ready to go now. Woo!
Here we go.
Look at it like this, Tim. Right? And what you're saying, you said 12 gigabytes of what do we going with GDDR5?
Yeah.
Okay, GDDR5.
320.
So we're going to see about 4 gigs allocated for the OS.
Yeah, 8. That's what I heard. Development. Yeah.
Okay, and we got about 8 gigabytes. And what was it? 312 megabytes or something? Bandwidth.
320.
Okay,
plus.
320. Okay, 320. And I think the Pro was at what, 255 or 2 something?
218.
218. Okay, I'm way off. All right, now with that being said, and I said this dating back when I got the Pro, where Sony, maybe they may dial back on this, scale back on this, because if you look at the Pro, it's 4.2 teraflops, right? It's a decent, it's at least twice as powerful as the PS4 standard slim or whatever. But they're wasting the console resources on hitting a higher resolution. Why not they're probably going to do this, being they can't match Sony, match Microsoft with the native stuff. Just give us 1080p, let it upscale to 4K, and give us better textures, better graphics. That's the only way I can see them really,
people also forget that if Microsoft or if the developer says, hey, I want to do 2160 checkerboard on Scorpio, not because I know I can hit native, but if I go 2160p checkerboard, I can get this many effects more, or I could get I can get more leeway to do this. So it really is up to the developers and the third party to choose to decide that, and I think most are going to go for the 4K because it's just people just like to have the full.
Can you guys
4K.
hear me now?
We can,
Yeah.
we can hear the albino rhino.
Right, sorry
Yeah.
about that. I
also-
reset the internet.
But I thought the whole checkerboarding thing was the biggest problem of the Pros, because developers, they don't have enough time to
Developers.
They don't have enough resources. There's not enough to either give you better textures,
right,
or memory bandwidth, or give you a higher resolution. But I want to say this, Tim, this is what I heard. You're gonna hit here first. Is that the Scorpio right now? All the games that we played thus far this generation, all the engines, that it can handle without a problem with 4K 60. Is that what comes out, and maybe Unreal Engine, maybe on 4, Unreal Engine 5, or Frostbite 4.0. What may be a little bit more taxing than what we have right now, and then you have the 4K rendering, or what's the shit? The Xbox sparse rendering or something?
That's just checkerboarding.
Yeah, okay, same thing. But what we have right now, and what we've been playing for the last 3 years, from what I heard, that the Scorpio can, not a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. There's one thing I just want to say about the whole Forza thing in terms of using it as kind of like a highlight. If you remember the launch of the Xbox One, when you saw Forza 5, and I know that's probably like one of the lowest rated Forzas, but when you saw it, you saw the polygon count, like how detailed the cars were, and it was 1080-60, right? But when you have the Scorpio coming out, the game that's like coming out brand new around that launch that could handle like the ultra settings and really give you all the benefits of that, like the graphical fidelity, you know what I'm saying? The better lighting, the better shadows and everything, and still give you that native 4K 60 without a problem, is the Forza Motorsport game. Because it was basically one of the big things when the Xbox One first launched. That was the 1080p 60 frames per second title.
Yeah, that was our brag. At least the Xbox got a 1080p 60 frame game. Sony doesn't have one.
And what Turn 10 does, and the engine that they have, they get the most out of their hardware. You see what I'm saying? So with this new hardware coming out, I mean, it's kind of like a no-brainer. Yo, can you imagine what the polygon counts are going to be on these cars? Can you imagine what the kind of like ultra PC assets are going to look like on the console? This is definitely something to showcase on the Scorpio.
Right. And then last but not least is the older games. I think that everybody forgets about that as well. If you have PC assets on these older games that's in the backwards compatibility library, that's going to bring your games to look amazing. Like, yeah,
I definitely think they need to, like you said, on backwards compatible, showcase new stuff, Forza Motorsport 7, Crackdown, but also show this is also what Quantum Break is going to look like, or Rise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. And then just say if they just wanted to show Bayonetta or something, and then like the way that it looks like now, and then you look at it with those PC assets, it's going to look amazing, and then it's going to bring people to be more invested in buying older titles.
It's going to get Mecca to stop playing with emulators, man.
Well, I only played with a few emulators with a few things with Nintendo and and with my and with the PSP. I mean, you know what I'm saying. So, but other than that, you know, and a few other things actually I've come to think about. I haven't played with my emulators in a while. You know what? You're gonna make me go and tap into that and record some gameplay. Anyway, but yeah, no, I love the emulators, and then on top of that, you never know what you know, what this machine will be able to do with apps and everything else, man. I'm really excited, man.
Well,
really
I am. The Scorpio, first of all, right?
Yes.
This thing's much more powerful than people originally even thought.
Yes.
We've been hearing from devs how powerful this thing is that have the kits, and these kits aren't even optimized 80% at what they'll be at launch. Right. We have to remember that as well. Also, Frostbite Engine 3, Battlefront 2 running at 4K native, which is something that obviously Jez has heard. I've heard multiple people have heard. It's crazy to think that. And when people hear that, did you see how the narrative changed from being, oh, well, it'll probably do sparse and checkerboard and this kind of stuff because of the white paper. Now that narrative has changed to it's a 9th gen console. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up.
I mean, for me, I really think, I know the big talk is 4K, and it's funny because I'm like, I know they're pushing 4K because that's what, like, other than us who know a lot of stuff about like performance, etc. I hope they literally just like show performance too. For me, it's all about performance. I mean, I have no doubt this thing can display 4K, and I'm also not doubting either, but I really just want to see 1080 lock 60 or 4K lock 60. Like, they really need to show that, not just, hey, look, this is 4K. They need to show that that one frame is not dropping below that 60 mark.
You know what?
And that's why you need to have Turn 10 do it, because out of all the companies that Microsoft has under their stable, Turn 10 knows how to present a game. They do. Man, look, I mean, what they did with Forza Horizon 3, it gave me chills, and it made people like, damn. I mean, it made some
that was Playground, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's Playground, but that's still, you know, but that's Playground. But
the same engine. They used a lot of the same engine.
Exactly. But the fact of it is that even with Forza 6, the puddles, the music, everything that it just looked good. So that's why you want them, if they're going to show a game Thursday, that's the game they should show, because they're going to do it right.
Well, I can tell you this much. I've heard that the game looks insane, Forza 7. So I think you were going to see it Thursday, and I think it's going to be talked about. I also think you're going to see a very positive reaction Thursday from Digital Foundry.
They're going to be eating their fucking. They're going to be eating their big old.
No.
I'm sorry, fucking.
No, they're just going.
They're not. Did you see what their narrative is? They're impressed with Scorpio, but they're saying it's not going to be cheap.
Well, no. Listen, I just kind of heard from things in the grapevine that they were very impressed.
Wow.
But, listen, I think that what you're going to see is a lot of people are going to get on that 4K train.
I'm excited.
Well, yeah, I'm excited too. But what I do see from this, you get, if they do hit those two games, that's huge. Those two third-party games that we just mentioned. But what I do see, though, I see a lot of people jumping on the 4K train, and older games. People came out with a list. Xbox Dynasty did, and they talked about games. And I even saw Lauren. She works for Xbox, talking about how it would be like a backwards compatibility type thing. But there's a possibility that we can get all these games, Sunset Overdrive, Halo 5, even though it has a 1080p buffer, that these games can be made in 4K. So I do see some of that stuff being done too. So I think they're going for the whole 4K moniker type deal. That's what they're
everything, baby.
I'm with Z, man. The 4K thing it's all well and good, and of course it's a buzzword going around right now, and everybody's talking native 4K. But I'm with Z, man. I'm about the assets. I'm about the textures. I'm about the lighting, the shadows, because that's where you see the real jump, where it looks.
Well, they're going to have that. Well, I don't know if they're going to have that.
That's all I want, man. That's all. 4K is all well and good to me, and right. I know with Ryzen and Vega, and I've been saying this from the beginning. That's what's in this thing. With those two put together, there's no problem hitting that 4K and stuff like that. That chipset that they have in there is a monster. All right. And I just want to see those PC assets and everything just go over to that console like nothing. When I see that happen, and I'll be happy. That's what I'm excited for.
I think that's especially true with UWP. You'll see the assets really flow, but I do also think that you're going to see an option to install these textures and stuff like that, because they could be really high amounts of storage, and some people might not want it. I mean, for myself,
I was thinking about that, but I mean, do you think that would at the same time confuse the air?
I don't know. Maybe if they install it, they'll ask you. But some of these could go up from 40 gigabits of space. Textures.
So what are we talking about hard drive space? So these 2 terabytes.
2, but you're going to need an external. I mean, listen, if these things are talking about with the assets and the texture packs, I mean,
we're already rolling. What?
You're going to get
we're talking about 4K gaming DVR, 4K 60 game DVR. I think that's fucking huge. Record gameplay.
If
4K.
That's true. Like a lot of this stuff, some of it's you got to realize we're thinking some of it's true. Some of it,
that was confirmed.
I was told. Yeah, it's pretty confirmed, but some of it you got to wait and see. Some of it, the story needs to be told in a different way. Like if you do 4K 60 DVR, you're not going to be saving that on your local drive because that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I was going to say, do you think they'll unload some 4K assets off the cloud?
Well, I was just going to say the cloud, the OneDrive. They might have a package for the OneDrive. They already offer that now.
More money.
See, I think this is where now, like what we're talking about is how intricate it gets, and how much that they have to adjust, and this is why they don't just spill all this stuff, and a lot of it's working on their end too, and how this is like the first time this has ever been done. Mm-hmm. This is a different type of console. This is not Pro was just basically. I think it was a year early to console. I mean, it is good for what it is, but
it's a resolution box.
Come on now. It was made by Shade Tree Mechanics. Come on, bro.
Well, I think part of it was, but I do think that this is more of a, really a high-end type PC clone that now is in your living room that's going to give you 4K.
The PS4 Pro is the biggest gimmick in the gaming industry right now. It is out of everything. Like for people who don't know, me and Snaps, we have a PlayStation 4. We got the vanilla PS4 just like a few weeks ago. There was no need to get a Pro, even if we don't have 4K TVs yet in the house. But even if we did, we would have went with that instead, because we look at performance as well. And if you look at every analysis from every game and you compare them between the Pro analysis and the regular PS4, the regular PS4 constantly has better frames and just performs better.
Mm-hmm. And slim.
There would be no need for me to get the Pro and sacrifice performance just to get kind of close to 4K and then upscale it. It doesn't make any sense.
That's how they tried to fucking sell that shit real quick.
Exactly, and they backfired in their face. That's one thing that Crap brought up that I don't think people are looking at as well, is that when you get only people that's really talking bad about the Scorpio is the fanboys, the haters. All of the media, GameStop even, is talking positive about the Scorpio. That should tell you right there that this thing is the real deal.
Yeah,
well, it's pretty cool stuff. I mean, you're basically getting a machine that we could say PC this and that. PC, I don't even think has a UHD drive, so you're getting a 4K machine from nuts to bolts. Everything is
nuts to butts, huh?
Nuts to butts. No, but you really are. You're getting UHD.
Yeah.
You're getting
HDR.
Mm-hmm.
Getting HDR, that stuff on the PC, UHD. I don't even think there's a UHD drive on the PC. They don't have HDR. It's a
their
good
HDR
platform.
Monitors are super expensive. Then they haven't even come out.
Yeah, they don't a lot of their games are not even their post support if they get it. You're getting a full-on 4K box at an affordable price. We're assuming that makes your 4K TV capable of what it's supposed to do, and it really till up now, unless you hook up like a PC and sign in the keyboards, which a family's not going to do that, and just casuals are not going to do that. Until now, your 4K is really just a it's a 1080p TV because all of the input, everything that you're feeding it is 1080p. But this is really giving you a 4K match for the up and coming 4K, and 4K is about to boom. So that's why I think Microsoft's in a good position. And that's why I think that we hear a lot about the complaining about the games and stuff like that. There's going to come a time where Xbox is going to have to bring the games. They bring the hardware this year. I think they'll bring some games this year, but I think if all goes plan and 4K hits off and Scorpio hits off, I think that the next logical step is to fucking get the games and to bring all the games to here, because that's what we really want. It's pretty much, that's the missing link right now. That's
he's planting that seed with his fucking finger.
Well, I'm also thinking that this is added fresh air for the console market. You got the PlayStation that's been doing as well as it has. The Xbox is now going to set the standard to where now it's capable of being as powerful as some people high-end PCs, and it's going to deter a lot of people that were maybe planning on going to buy the PC, saying, look, I like it here with this console. It's all about the price, though, because even if they, if the price point is the most important thing, I think, of all of this. It's, what I'm saying, you got a proper price point, and this thing is as powerful as projected. Man, consoles is going to boom again, and that whole PC, everybody moving to PC talk is going to die.
I mean, price is definitely a big thing, but I also think price and presentation, like we said earlier, together.
Right.
They even though the PS4 Pro was only $100 more, they didn't promote it well, and it didn't do really what they said it was going to do.
Man, that thing could look like a damn easy bake oven. If that thing is $399, motherfuckers is gonna buy it like hotcakes. That's no doubt about it. So
if they hit $399, it's huge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It don't matter. Man, I'm 5, and I'm thinking of the crazy scenario, even 6. But just in my defense, at 6, even at 6, being able to do what it can do is fucking crazy.
6 is the console's death panel. Six is every console.
What are you guys talking about? You just get another job.
Death, except for the Neo Geo, but the Neo Geo is
Just get another job, you guys. Come on.
No, hell no.
Look how many rubber duckies are in the fucking bathtub, man.
As you guys can see, this is based on real historical facts. I will trip the crab over
the giant enemy crab and hit it on its weak point for massive damage. Ridge Racer.
Let's say, oh man,
Ridge Racer.
I mean, price
$599 US.
I mean, if they do come out with
I thought we were doing
400
memes. Come on.
If they do release it at 400 or 450, that's holy shit.
I don't.
They can't release it. Here's the thing: they can't release it for $600 or $700. A couple $100 more, you build yourself a beast ass PC for that price.
Right.
You price it at a price point that's competitive with the Pro. I don't care what Phil says about fucking premium. They're in it to fucking price this thing at a good point. The reason being is this, and I've said it a million times. The PS4 Pro is going to be $350. Nobody's going to pay $500 for a Scorpio or whatever they're going to call it, when the media is already saying if you step back a few feet, you can't even tell the difference. You know what I mean? They're changing the narrative. You got to have you got to say we're better for the same price. Better for the same price.
I'm still holding to $399, $449, but the more you hear, it sounds like it's going to be $449, $499.
Now here's another thing. I got a question. Are they able? And I know they did this before. I don't know if it depends on how they're promoting it. If they got to get permission. I mean, we've always seen those Mac versus PC. So they were using Microsoft for their Macs against in those commercials, and even back in the 360 days when Jay Allard was showing what can be hooked up to 360, they showed a PSP, they showed an iPod. Could Microsoft this time show, here's an image of I'll just say Red Dead Redemption 2, or we'll say Call of Duty on PS4 Pro right next to the Xbox Scorpio? Do you think they could get in trouble for having that on their stage?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Dude, you're dealing with a company that tried to copyright Let's Play.
Okay, you're right.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't know legalities of all that, but I understand what you're saying, but I think overall they're not going to do that. They're just going to rely on Digital Foundry, and and what they find. And if they get all their games true 4K or most of their games are true 4K, they're just going to beat that drum. And like you said it, Mason. You said we understand the ins and outs, and we understand it at a specific level. It's not really for us. All this talk of 4K and all that stuff. It's for the casuals. It really is. It's for people to think their system's better or working at full capacity. They want to get that image in people's heads. And it worked for Sony in the beginning because I don't care what anybody says. They did have a weak lineup, or it wasn't as robust as it was for the first 2 years, and they relied on
multi-plats,
1080p, multi-plats being
Indies.
better on Xbox and indies. But they really not. I mean, I remember when Witcher 3. I remember Morris Ramsey, who's my friend, and he's on Bang Bang. He left because Tomb Raider was 60 frames per second on PlayStation 4 and 30 frames per second on Xbox One. So it's going to get some people, and it's also going to get people who are just. It's like when you're comparing a Lamborghini and a Porsche, and one goes 200 and the other goes 220. People are they're gonna say, oh, the 220 is more powerful, or it's more faster, it can be pushed more, and I think that's what's gonna overall happen with Scorpio, and I think that they're gonna get some of those people back who just want.
Now, do you guys think? Now, I don't know if this would alienate the people who aren't going to get the Scorpio. Let's say, for example, we get this out of the way on Thursday, whatever shows, etc., what it can do. So, does that mean at E3, every game that is shown gameplay? Do you think that'll be? I mean, you would think so, but at the same time,
highlighted is going to be on the Scorpio. Every game that you see,
but I mean, you don't think that would alienate what he said? No gamer. I mean, even though they're not being left behind, but at the same, some people might be like, well, what does the regular version look like? Are we being skimped out on?
Right. Well, here's the deal. When it comes to E3, if you think about it, it's a hardcore gamers presentation, right? I mean, there might be a few casuals that will kind of check in on it or whatnot, but when it comes down to it, you got to be a hardcore gamer if you're getting hyped for E3. So they want to show the hardware that appeals to the hardcore gamer. Now, on the floor, they're going to have probably both versions. They're going to have the S there, and they're going to have the Scorpio, with the same game running. Any little snippets that they do for probably like IGN or GameSpot, they might show a side-by-side comparison type deal.
Now, here's another question. Are they, since this kind of, I think I can't remember I spoke about this, future games, let's say Halo 6, we can just say 4K 60 frames per second.
Okay.
Will it not be 60? Well, no, because they could do 60 frames per second in Halo in the multiplayer. So never mind. No, I was thinking, is there going to be parity? Would they put a limit?
You know what?
I meant for the frames per second. Would they put a limit on the multiplayer aspect? So
here's the thing. All honesty, right here. For those people, bro, I said this. When I first started talking about these consoles last year, and they said, "Well, some gamers are going to be pissed off." Like I said, well, this is business. Microsoft, Sony, whoever, they can care less about you being pissed off. You already done bought their console already. He said rather be pissed off than pissed on. But if you want the better performing console, if you want, if graphics means that much to you, or whatever the case may be, you have to get the better hardware. Now, even if 2 years from now, right? Just say, which I don't think will happen, they start coming out with Scorpio exclusives, right? The Xbox One S came out in 2013. You know what I mean? Like, you had 5 years. If you got yours, I've been there since 2013. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, so, yeah, day one. Yeah.
At the end of the day, but here's a real question. Like I said, we can move it along. We got hella topics in here. Sony this year, there's rumored that the Spider-Man is coming out, heavily rumored. And this guy,
Insomniac Games squashed that shit. Did you guys see that?
No, I don't know. I just heard the guy from Marvel.
I didn't believe it.
They replied back to Polygon and said, "We have not announced any time frame."
They didn't.
For this game.
Hold on, they didn't squash it. That they're just basically saying they haven't announced the time.
You have to confirm. What's that shit? Moochie's not Mooch. What would you say? I have yet to confirm or deny whatever. But
that game, 100%. That game is coming out this year. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't see
it's huge though. I mean, I don't see it either. But
the president of Disney's thing announces it in a call, and you guys don't believe it? Come on.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Sometimes I think those guys are clueless, and you'd be surprised who knows the real inner things and who doesn't.
I mean,
look,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know though.
that's not the only one. You got Days Gone. That leak might be an August release.
Yeah.
And I said all
games, so that's going to be their fight on, and
That will be huge, though. That will be if they can really even if,
that'll be huge for them. Yeah.
Even if they do, even if Spider-Man comes out this year, right? When will they release it? Because you got heavily rumored, like I said, God of War is coming out. They got the Uncharted.
Drop it around the movie.
Yeah, they got it has nothing to do with the movie, but you have the Uncharted. That they're gonna do that like a brand new game. You also have
what are you guys talking about? I heard you guys saying there's another Uncharted coming out.
Yeah,
Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Is
it that DLC?
Yeah, I'm saying so. That's
it's not really there. It's a standalone game, supposed. So they're saying it's
first they do it like
2 missions.
Yeah,
probably like 3 missions type deal.
Whatever, but I'm saying you have that there in itself is a lot of software, and plus on top of it, they also have the third party deals. They ride in front heavy on that also. So they're trying to steer all the attention away from, I guess, from Project Scorpio, but that's huge. And from Sony fans, gamers.
See, but I don't even think that third party deal. I mean, look what happened to Destiny 2. I mean, they pushed hard for that. Didn't like in Europe, the Xbox version sold like 40, like it was on PlayStation's ass in Europe, like in sales.
Oh, back then, but back then the lead for the PlayStation 4 wasn't as huge as it is now.
Yeah, but look how Sony has done it, man. Look how they twisted and changed the narrative. I'm listening to what you're saying, Z, and you're saying this is huge, but this just last gen, this was the norm. They would always bring out this type of this amount of games to come out, and because they've been sparse for the first 3 years, and then that they catered to other things. Now, because they're bringing out the games because they know that the Scorpio is coming, it kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth. Oh, now you give a damn. Now you really want to bring the games out that we've been asking for. Now, for Spider-Man, you know what? Y'all can go ahead and grovel and love it. It looks fantastic, but I only look at it as like a 5-6 hour, $60 title with no DLC, just running around doing some shit. I'm not worried about that. God of War. Definitely a big, huge.
That's big.
That's definitely huge. Days Gone, not worried about it. It looks like an adult version of
smaller version type game.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that shit. But you know what I'm saying. But for the other titles that they've had coming out at the beginning of the year to now, this is what PlayStation was doing last gen. But people have already forgot that, and to me, it makes me feel like, damn, come on.
Don't you think different is though? Last generation. They wasn't riding so heavy on having third-party deals, so they got like I said, they got the Call of Duty, most like part. I don't know, in Destiny, they have that. Red Dead Redemption 2, that's going to be huge for them this holiday season. You know what I mean?
Do we know that has it been confirmed, or is it just rumored that they have the rights for it, the marketing rights
for what?
For Red Dead?
For Red Dead,
100%. Yeah, Rockstar announced it.
Oh shit!
The only thing
but I think what trumps Red Dead 2 marketing rights is native 4K rights. So let's just put that out there, because that was one of those games that leaked. Is going to be.
Look at what happened with Witcher 3. Not to interrupt, but you look at what happened with Witcher 3. Xbox had the fucking marketing rights, and the talk was 900p, and it was all about Witcher, about best on PS4, and people were making fun of it. So,
well, that's because Sony, just hearing their marketing deals, man, they tie that shit down. Like Microsoft doesn't really tie it down as much as Sony. When Sony does a third-party marketing deal, you can't see that game on any other platform in any commercial or anything that.
Look at Destiny. They had that clone, and then that was Xbox UK got fucking in trouble for that shit.
Yeah.
Sony cutthroat with that, man. It's like we're spending the money. All we're seeing is the blue with the white letters PS4 everywhere.
But you're right. Sony but at the same time, you guys are saying, man, they're going to go hard with that 4K shit. Like, they're going to... You're right. I mean, they can market all they want, and hopefully Microsoft gets it, pushes it out enough. Like, you can play you're right. Well, it's marketing. There won't be a trailer, but play it.
I think Destiny's the only one that they really. I think Destiny's ironclad deal, but I think the others that they can talk about being in 4K.
I pre-ordered it. Xbox. What do you want that laugh?
It sounded like there was a little bit of like shame in that. He's like,
you know what? Honestly, the game. I think Mooch said it when they released the Taken King like a year later. Like 70% of what was in that expansion is what the game should have been at launch. Like it was, everything was there, was fun. But the reason why I have a couple friends that play it, and I had a lot of fun with my friends playing it. Not as the game is extremely fucking dull. The story sucked, the dialogue, but I just had a lot of fun. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Like I'll go ahead and pre-order it.
What's the price? Is it like willing to one desk down? Like, you know, I don't know.
Crap, you're botting again, man.
He's botting out.
You're doing.
We're struggling,
guys.
God damn it!
Man.
What to say, man? Fuck it.
I'm loving it. Look. I'm Destiny, man. It put the bad taste in my mouth because of I went all out and bought the first one and was excited, and then after that I realized that this game was nothing of how they presented it, man. And I've always had a deep almost hatred because of they just they just lied to me. But you know what? I'm a fool because I'm actually interested in 2, especially if it's going, if we're going to
come on
4K.
Do it. Join with me.
I don't know, man. You know what? I'm saying? I don't know. I'm interested. I kind of want to get it, but if something else comes out along that line, like I'm thinking 2K. It's going to be out, and I can play that game at 4K 60 frames per second. Destiny could kick rocks.
I know we talked about this earlier. Has we heard anything about Madden? Does Microsoft have the Madden rights?
Yeah. Well, they got marketing rights to Madden. That's going to be really, really huge. That's what some people just don't understand about Madden. Madden still sells out the wazoo, and the fact of it, if you show that game, or if EA shows that game in 4K. That man, Xbox is going to fly. I remember when they had the Madden box, because when I got the Xbox One S version, it was the Madden 17 version, and they were flying off the shelves, man. I mean, it was really insane at the GameStop when I got it. So that's a big win for Microsoft.
Yeah, the problem with Madden, real quick, if you can hear me, the Madden comes out in August. That's before Scorpio, so. Who cares? If
I think that was the part.
I don't know exactly. Is it?
Come on, y'all.
No, 100%.
Before football season every year.
100%. It's coming out in November.
What? Oh yes, but here's the thing though. Again,
Scorpio.
Even as far as Madden, to not even contradict, but to add on what you're saying, K Mega, if it's going to be 4K 60 again on the Scorpio, it's a sports game. It can also be 4K 60, like I said, on the Pro.
Yeah.
Just like 2K basketball. Sports games and fighters are not that difficult. And racers.
Of course, next gen said 2K was no different on the Pro than.
I lied. Listen, I was getting my fanboy shit on. I was playing. It looks a little better. Now I was on my screen ride shit crap. It looks better.
Your boy over there in the comments begging for some subs, man. You better tell Alex. Man, stop
hey guys, guess what else is coming to PS4 this year?
Begging.
Jack and Daxter remasters coming to PS4. So remastering.
It was just PS2 classics, so you gotta fucking pay for it again, right?
No, these aren't PS2. I don't. These are the PS. No. These are the remasters.
So they said the PS2 classics coming to PS2. Hang on, let me do it.
Yeah, but they remastered them on PS3 in 1080p already. So I think that they're.
What kind of remaster are we talking about? We talking about straight up res with?
It's what they did was like Dark Cloud, and all that stuff. You get trophy support.
Yeah, 1080p or. Yeah. So I mean that's pretty interesting. I don't know. It's like more.
What you're saying, up res trophies, and that's it.
Yeah. Jack and Daxter PS2, unless they're just PS2 classics coming to PS4.
Which is stupid because they already released full remasters on the PS3.
Right here, announced trailer PS2 on PS4.
Yeah, so that's lame. Why not just port the PS3 ones that had trophy support as well?
I think that's what Worry was saying. Like, why the fuck would they port these ones over?
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Why you would do the straight PS2 ones when they had the PS3 remasters, which they put, I guess, better lighting and textures and whatnot in there. So
all these pictures on here. Image from Jack X Combat Racing PS2 game on PS4. Jack and Daxter precursor PS2 and PS4.
That's lame. That's trolling people hard, in my opinion. Yeah, that's terrible.
But then they want to talk bad about Phantom Dust. Come on now.
Experience these Naughty Dog PS2 classics in 1080p up rendering and trophy support. Additional enhanced features including share play, remote play, activity feeds, and that's it.
Up rendering, guys. Up rendering. Yay.
Let's be honest here. This whole Jack and Daxter thing is straight bullshit. I think Mega brought up the cool thing with the Phantom Dust. You guys saw that picture, yo?
Yes.
There's no way in hell that's just an up-res version of.
Hold on. You bring me to a good point. Next Gen was freaking out about a month ago.
Hey, man, that game still look like
he was. Yeah, he was.
No.
480p. The game gonna be 480p. It's not even gonna be 1080p.
Some more on that. Push that up. I mean,
Phil spent. Well, here's the thing, right? I think it was Inner Circle. We're like, yeah, they did the article, right, where it looks like it's just gonna be, which I knew because they said it was gonna be it's gonna be a port of the Xbox version with added support and achievements and all this shit, right? So when people are asking them, oh, is it a remaster? And they're like, nah. Really, but you know what I'm saying. They did obviously.
Well, honestly, and I think the biggest thing is I guarantee this game is going to be $20, maybe $15.
It was 20. Listen, it was 20. I played 20 for it. I might got it in the crate over there. Here's the problem. Fuck that. My ad order really kicked in now. No one asked for this. All right, I get it. It's
that's not true. That's not true. Just because you didn't ask for it doesn't mean that nobody didn't ask for it.
Listen, no one.
You about to get started. Mr. Defiant K Megas in this.
No one asked for the first one. Right? No one asked. No one bought the first one. So maybe all the 6 people may have bought Phantom Dust, and I was one of the dumbasses that wouldn't bought the first one. Listen, okay. With that being said, no, but here's the issue with that, and what was my issue is that they're giving this game, even with the Voodoo events, that we didn't want, but the games that we were looking forward to, whether it be Fable, whether it be Scalebound, whether shit the guys that did the Next Republic were working on that got canceled, things that have been something new to Xbox fans or whatever the case, those get canned. You know what I mean? That it's kind of I don't understand games get canceled. That's the nature of the business, but it still feels like a fucking kick in the balls.
Well, here's the thing, right?
I mean, I don't know, but at the same time, though, I mean, it's a game that comes whether we don't want it, but like K-Mega said, some people want it. I mean, look at Halo Wars 2.
No, okay,
with Halo Wars 2, that was a very niche
from Phantom Dust. No one bought the first one.
Here's the thing. That's a fucking Here's the thing. That's the fucking perk of being the head of Xbox. You get to be the head of Xbox. You can do the fucking games you like, and then it'll be great, right? Like, here's the thing. That game doesn't cost. I know, but look, that game Phantom Dust cost them like next to nothing to create. According to Shannon Loftus, they fucking dug some change out of a thing. They fixed it up a little bit, slap a coat of paint. They're gonna set it out there in the wild, see how it does. Voodoo Vince, same deal. Like that fucking small indie studio did it. They remastered it. Like, who cares? It's a $15 thing. It's a fucking thing. It's like people bitching about, like, why are we getting Paul Rapper the rapper, and how come we didn't get the fucking game that was
No. Listen, look at it like this. Compare it like this, right? And I, like I said, I'm an OG Xbox guy. And if you say it cost them little to nothing to maybe upward, well, there were plenty other games on the original Xbox that they could have bought us. What about Brute Force? What about Advent Rising? What about
eventually?
What happened?
Did you say Advent? Advent Horizon. That game flopped so bad with a huge budget on marketing.
I'm just saying it was.
I agree. We could have had a. I would rather. I agree. Those games are good for niche, but I would rather would have had like a Mech Assault, Crimson Skies. That would have been cool, but
those are all just so niche titles, though. Like nobody bought those games.
Well, I think all these are niche titles.
I know, but look, they did bring back. They brought back Crimson Dragon or Crimson Skies on the 360 in the arcade, and again nobody bought it.
Really?
I don't remember. I don't remember me either. I missed that.
They brought it. Yeah, they brought it back on Xbox 360 with live support and everything.
I'll never.
The other one had live support,
stuff like that.
With trophies. The other one had was an Xbox Live title. I had it.
But look at the positive of this. If they're going to do this and this does decent and they didn't spend any money on it, then they can bring back more titles, because I think this is a barometer to see which games is going to get the people's attention and what games aren't. If you aren't interested in it, it's only $15. You get it. The fans of it will buy it. That's it. But if you bring an Atagi or if you bring just anything off that I can think of that I can't think of off my head right now from the OG side, and people will buy it, then that's another IP that they can go and spend some money into. I think it's a great idea.
Well, I mean, at the same time, it's just a variety, whether it's not games we're into. I mean, yeah, they're both remasters, but you got Voodoo Vince, a platformer / fun game. Then you got Phantom Dust, which is kind of like a super power type game, battle game. But I definitely see where you're coming from.
Phantom Dust fits the mold.
These games are not put out there to push the needle. These games are just
exactly, just filler. Filler. Yeah.
Like when you mentioned Mech Assault, and I wouldn't want that. I'd want that to have a AAA experience, like if they were going to redo it and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm with you, Tim. But what about again? You like I said, I brought this up maybe about a year ago. If you look at some of like Microsoft, they get paid for having Halo, Gears, and Forza, right? The major three. But if you look at remember I said to you guys, if you look at what the Xbox, the OG Xbox used to be, where they had all these the different games, like I said, Brute Force and shit, even Bruce Lee, all type, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, had all types of shit, right? And then to go with the 360, again, you had a bunch of different exclusive to be left with now that we're guaranteed to get a Gears, a Forza, and a Halo. That's not a healthy space.
We've gotten a ton of other stuff, though.
I'm saying,
I would say, unfortunately, I think it's a curse on our end. Microsoft has 3 big games that overshadow a lot of new games that come out.
I'm with you, man. We'll say this last. So, well, again, we may have got other games, right? But we're not guaranteed to get a Rise 2. We're not guaranteed to get a Sunset Overdrive 2. And you look across the pond and what Sony's doing, and this is my biggest thing. If you have Microsoft with all the fucking money, more money than fucking Jesus Christ, right? The Emmanuel the Baptist. And how I don't understand how Sony's still out hustling them in the gaming division.
I think it would be because they've been around a lot longer. Who knows? They might have a better internal team to talk to other developers.
I don't know.
Sony, here's the thing. Sony had the luxury of Microsoft shooting themselves in the foot to begin with. So Sony literally had no games for the first 3 years, bullshit games, nothing. And now they're rolling, and Microsoft is going into a lull. They probably aren't going to have, we know everything we're getting this year. There's not going to be a surprise this year, guys. We're getting a Forza Motorsport 7. We're getting State of Decay 2. We're getting Sea of Thieves. We're getting Crackdown 3. Those are our games this year, folks. And there's going to be some smaller ones.
Cuphead as well.
Cuphead.
There's going to be some smaller
below.
Yeah, there's going to be some smaller shit as in there as well. But it's not going to be this big heavy hitting thing that we had even last year or whatever. So they're going to take some lumps for that, for the fact that Sony's going to likely come out with Gran Turismo Sport, possibly Spider-Man, God of War, this standalone Uncharted game. You know what I mean? Days Gone possibly. And that's to go along with like these 20 Japanese games that they come out with in the first couple months of this year. So
just don't say Persona 5. You're going to get hate all over the world.
Well, let me ask you guys a question.
Nobody cares about that game here.
Flip it like this, right? Let me ask you guys a question, right? Crap, and you can go. I want Tim. Tim hasn't said much. So you forget we put down the fanboy stuff for a minute, right? As true Xbox gamers, right? Regardless of what they think about us, right? What they say about us, what could Microsoft do to maybe for the core, us that have been here from day one, that felt a little slighted this generation. You know what I mean? As far as the different business decisions that they made and whatever they can. What do you think they need to do with E3 as far as show us or give us? Because again, I don't want, and this is my problem with the E3. So like every time we go into Microsoft E3, I've said this before, they go with 15 minutes with this fucking indie shit, and the games that they show we already know about. You know what I mean? And that's
we only knew. I think we know about it because we're in the know. I mean, we're constantly digging. I mean, you guys have.
I'm with you, but look, you look at Sony. We didn't know about really God of War. That was big, or whether it looked good, whether the No Days Gone, the Spider-Man. They had the surprises, and I think Microsoft. This is what they.
Hold on. That stuff wasn't a surprise. Like the Spider-Man, we thought it was Sucker Punch, and it turned out to be Insomniac. No, it's Insomniac.
Okay, but it still wasn't confirmed. But we like what am I saying about this? You look at Sony, they had a great showing last year. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but the God of War was big. Whether you like the camera angle or not. The No Days Gone, or that's they had
Horizon. They had Horizon.
Yeah, so again,
they've had a good run, and I just think that Xbox fans unfortunately, when they see that, they get a little antsy. And
exactly. And Crap, she said it happens. And Crap said, I didn't mean to cut you off, Tim.
It's okay.
Right, go ahead. No, I mean, Crap said the same thing last time. People just get that. You're right, the antsy part, Tim, like you were saying.
Exactly. I just think that people. You said, Zaire, what are they got to show? They got to show games. Now, I think we might get a couple of games this E3, but I've told this, I've had this conversation with numerous people, and it's the same thing. I say you will get a real idea of how dedicated they are to bringing exclusive content, whether it's Play Anywhere or Xbox, just Xbox exclusives in. Not this E3, but next E3. I think they're going to show Halo 6. I think they're going to show...
This year, next year.
This year. I think they're going to show Halo 6. I think they're going to show Ori. I think they might show Fable. But I think that...
See, that could be a big one. Can you guys fucking imagine if they announced a Fable game, like they actually picked it up? Like, that would be fucking big.
99... Fuck you.
Fuck you. Listen, if people act like they're going to go into this E3 and not announce anything, they're going to go into next E3 and just talk about old games. It's not going to happen. It's they are the business of making games. If they don't, and you will know, I think, by next E3. If they don't deliver a certain amount of content in the next 2 years, then you have a legitimate gripe. I think right now people don't really have the gripe, and that's what's annoying about it, because Xbox from the start of this generation, even up to now, has been very solid, and they're going to have a solid end of 2017. Mm-hmm. And I just, I
think
we
already know, because that's how it is for games, like I said.
But the whole thing was, I just remember that time when Xbox had Titanfall and they had all these games and there were bigger games, and Sony fans and even the media was just riding that third party train.
But again,
and indies.
But we can all listen, hey, Tim, and I'm with you 155%. I'm with you, and I understand that. We know that this hasn't been a fair fight this generation. This gives you the what we do, the Craps, the next gens, and all of us. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's our civil duty, but we guys talk about Sony because no one else talks about the badness. So there's always Microsoft. I get that, right? But what if we don't? Just say what if we don't? Can we expect another meltdown from Tim Dog on Twitter, like with their ghost?
I don't think. Listen, if they really, listen, I have my eye on what they're doing first party and what they're doing in the games creation. If they don't, if they really go to like a games for service model and I'm unhappy with it, I don't think that I would go crazy. I think I'll just be less active. What pissed me off with the meltdown with Call of Duty was I just couldn't believe that they fucking let that happen. Like you should know better. You're the console for Call of Duty, and here you go. You're pushing out 720p. I mean, I just didn't understand how this huge company had let that happen, and I had that one day when I freaked out on Twitter and I cursed everybody out.
I think a lot of it also goes with the developers. I mean, I think now Phil's being a little more stern with the developers. I mean, look at the whole thing with Destiny. I mean, that within a month they were able to get it from 900 to 1080, but I think didn't Phil say something like we're looking into this or something? And then they said 1080 on both consoles.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, considering that there was a gap, considering what Xbox did is pretty impressive, and that's because of the tools that they use, and it's a good optimized console. But now you're going to even have a fucking powerhouse, and that's going to be optimized too.
And that's what I wanted to bring up was that point, was saying that I think this is kind of to say to the people that was there from the very beginning. It's the biggest thank you is to bring out the Scorpio at an affordable price, and then on top of that, introduce some games that the OG Xbox gamers been playing, even if they're just kind of like Voodoo Vince, etc. Show us that, and then I think that we'll be content with that. And then next year, like you said,
Right.
Tim,
Yep.
show what you've done.
Right, and just to piggyback that, how many times before we knew about fucking Xbox? Let's just all go back, and not have revisionist memories about this, but let's all go back. And how many times do we have to fucking take that resolution fucking article that came out? And
no, we invented Resolution Gate, Tim. Come on.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. So people didn't know, but how many times when those articles came out, and you just felt like, wow, we're getting the shittiest end of this game. This sucks. How many times did that come out? And how many people complained about that? All right. So, many people complained. Xbox with Scorpio completely flipped the switch on that argument and, did it to a 10th degree.
So did the media. The media is not, and everyone else has completely switched everything. Now it's
about RPGs and
fucking games.
Tim, I just want to say something real quick. When it comes to this whole thing, I really find it ironic that people are yelling at Xbox, well, where are the games? Because just like you said, ever since the launch of the Xbox One, they have been coming out with new IPs. They've been coming out to sequels to franchises that all Xbox games, like we all love and stuff like that. And as soon as there might be a lull, and I say a lull, right? When we're still getting Sea of Thieves, we're still getting Crackdown, we're still getting
Halo Wars
Cuphead, 2, Halo Wars 2. We're still getting all these games, and people are like, well, there's no games and stuff like that. Well, they better show these games at E3. It's like, damn, talk about a what have you done for me lately mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why you don't worry about the fanboys and the fanboys and girls. Let them ride on. That's the thing about this. Yeah, this is the thing right here to me. To answer Z's and Tim's question. If Xbox didn't give a damn about the gaming industry like that, then the Scorpio would have never been made. They would have just been content with the Xbox One S, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, if they wouldn't have done the Xbox Scorpio announcement, we'd still be hearing about Resolution.
Exactly.
Yeah, very good. That shit turned so fucking quick when they announced that shit. Well, first everybody on the other side was fucking in denial. Like, no, he didn't say 6 teraflops. Replay the video. He didn't say that shit. Like, it's fucking like, you better rewatch that shit again. Yeah, he did.
Now we know that Scorpio is a 9th gen console. That's what makes him feel better about the.
Oh yeah, it's a 9th gen console. It's not going to have any games.
It's a magic 9th gen console that apparently still uses the exact same games as the Xbox One, but yeah, it's a new generation. Obviously, clearly, come on.
It better have some games at launch. We haven't heard.
Well, you know, a game that's going to have at launch. It's going to have a game called 4K, and it's going to.
4K is gonna make us a better gamer. You know that?
Exactly. 4K is gonna make me a much better gamer.
Fucking blow my TV away. It's gonna be insane. I'm really looking forward to
it, man. I'm really excited.
I think the biggest thing for me, well, for one, I don't have a fucking 4K TV. I wish I would, but
come on, man, you're part of BGST, man.
The thing is, I have a 75-inch TV, and
that's a big ass TV.
Yeah,
thing is, I have a 75-inch.
I want an OLED, and the size is LG's 77-inch. So that's 20K. You guys want to pitch in?
Hey, but I mean, it doesn't have to be.
I can't drop 10 inches. If I can get a 65, but I'm not dropping 10-inch in TV size.
Well, I wouldn't want to lose 10 inches, but I could drop 10 inches for
that's a big difference. That's a big. I mean, listen, and again, if you don't have one, I guess, but if you have one and you're seeing 4K HDR content, it's it's a big difference.
HDR for me, HDR and performance. HDR is definitely a big thing.
The funny thing I heard is that the Zodfather himself, because on BGST, that he is hooking us up with the 4K screens.
Listen though, man. I tried to give you guys my JS last year. You wealthy bastards didn't want it. I buy TVs every year. I was only wanted like $300-$400 for it. I paid $4,000 for that goddamn TV. Every year I buy goddamn TVs. I'm not buying a TV this year, but every goddamn year I buy TVs, man.
I'm getting another one for myself next year. I got this Sony one, and I'm gonna send that one to the front room where it belongs. where they could just watch movies because that's all it's good for. I'm just playing. No, it's actually a really good. It's actually a really good. No, the Sony 4K is actually probably is pretty damn dope. But I am going to give me another. I'm going to get that Samsung, man. I've been wanting that. Yeah, the KS. I'm gotta get the
they're cheap now because the new TV's about to come out. So
I'm going to wait till the end of the year when it gets close to Black Friday, so I can go ahead and get it. And then
you're not gonna find no KS at the end of the year. They doing away with them now because
guys,
my boy works at Best Buy, so I think or something. Yeah, so I want to find something. So but I'm definitely getting one.
Whenever we talk TVs, I always think Batch is just gonna jump in here at some point in time.
That's D's love there, them TVs, man. He goes from he actually said he goes from stores to stores, ask them how shit's selling. But like D's crazy. Yeah. No, a lot of people don't know. D has a very, very famous cousin, man. D Batch. You know, what's the other guy? What's the comedian guy? The guy, King Batch. King Batch. Yeah, that's his cousin.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Shabba Ranks.
No, his name King Batch. The guy has like 25 million subscribers on YouTube and all that shit.
Wow,
yeah, that's his cousin. Yeah, he's a nice dude, man. But I guess we got one last topic here. We got here the Konami. What you got here, crap? Konami.
Thing apparently.
Love.
Yeah. They're actually they're doing recruitment ads for classic games like Contra and Castlevania and things like that. So maybe they're actually going to do some work on some games now that the free-to-play phone model isn't working out so well for them. So
I heard that. Didn't they say like that? What was it? The casino game they had is like fucking banking money. That Metal Gear Solid casino game.
Maybe a while ago, but just like
earlier,
that Pokemon Go game was banking for Nintendo, and now that thing's down to 5 million users. Lost like 25 million.
What
users.
The new Pokemon?
The Pokemon,
the free game,
the fucking game where you go around with your phone and catch them. Yeah, Go.
That was some weird shit there, but yeah,
it was. Fucking.
But you know, again,
Go.
Give me another Castlevania Symphony Night. I'm fucking all over.
You know what? Konami, believe it or not, I heard they're a very shit company, but they have a lot of classic IPs that they're just same thing with Sega. Like I don't say
that's for somebody who Microsoft can talk to. I mean, listen, Microsoft, they're not going to have the first party they can talk to independent like developers like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a ton of fucking games.
Yeah, but same thing.
They still got the Ninja Theory working on the new Metal Gear. So
that's like a horde game or something. But
I mean, there's never a big Metal Gear, but let's see the games, Konami games. Let's see what IPs that they got.
They have Castlevania. They have give me another one. They have give me a whole bunch.
They have Pro Evolution Soccer. Nobody gives a fuck.
Ghosts and Goblins?
No, that's Capcom.
They got,
Capcom? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghost Coms.
Suikoden. Nobody gives a shit about that. Castlevania.
Suikoden.
Silent Hill.
They can bring that back. That's pretty big for them.
Yeah, but they got to do. They wore it out, man. After 3, it was
3 and 2. It was like 3.
I'm trying to think. They had a bunch of games on the OG Xbox era. You know what? That's a lot of games that they're sitting on too. Believe it or not, Midway, NetherRealm Studios. Yeah. They got. Remember the Suffering?
Yeah, I love the.
Oh man, the Suffering was fucking.
Yeah, that was fucking top shit. They're another one. That's sitting on. But like I said before, this is something. Remember, shout out my man Blazing Phoenix. He hopped in the live stream last night at Microsoft.
Did he keep it Xbox?
Yeah, by Capcom. Like I'm saying, when you look at the companies like this, like you got Sega, you got Capcom, you got Konami. It's probably about the biggest 3 besides Square Enix over there in Japan. But you look at, I said before, you look at a company like Sega that's sitting on Golden Axe, Space Harriet, Ultra Beast. They can, release those games as 20, not the same games, but give them like a next generation with updated graphics for $20, $25 in the marketplace. Like that will be fucking huge, man. Microsoft, get a couple of those games right there. Like I think, maybe I'm showing my age a little longer than 2, but I think that would be dope. I would love to play another Streets of Rage 3 with some
Super Contra.
Konami had Gradius as well.
Gradius, that's old.
Contra.
Gradius, yeah. Super Contra was the shit too.
Yeah,
that's huge. I'm Running Gun F1 World Race.
Russian Attack. Let's throw back the
Russian Attack.
Shit, boy,
it's pretty much like a Contra clone though, but that was cool as hell though.
The only thing I cared about that he says.
They had The Simpsons too.
Oh, they made this. They did make the Simpsons.
They made the Simpsons, yeah.
And they made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the first.
Yeah, they did. Oh, that motherfucker was hard, man.
Yeah, it was hard. Especially that waterboard with the fucking electricity.
What mic is that?
Yeah,
that's Bot with that. Got his mic next to his asshole again.
Yeah, man.
Fucking hamster mic.
I don't hear anything, man.
I know you don't, because you got the mic next to your asshole.
You guys don't listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, that they do have, like I said, I don't know if they fight.
They got a lot of dance games too. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
I mean, that's how I feel about
that's crap shit there.
That's how I feel about
Lips, but that's not dance game.
That's how I feel about like Nintendo. Nintendo is sitting on a fucking gold mine in IP.
They are.
I mean, you look. I mean, to make out legit game. I mean, you got Donkey Kong. Yeah, even though that Tropical Freeze came out, it was the.
Listen.
But you got that. You got Metroid.
Listen, I'm gonna be
Sega is murdering. Sega's just they got a gang. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Z, but I was just Toe Jam and Earl, Primal Rage.
We're already getting Toe Jam and Earl 3.
Oh, really?
I used to be that monkey that farted.
Fantasy Star, Echo the Dolphin.
Echo the Dolphin, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that one with the robot Vector or some shit?
Vector,
Vector Man.
Vector Man. Man, you guys pull on my Retron now, son of a bitch.
But I would love to see
Battletoads.
That Battletoads.
That's rare. We got that one.
But from Sega, I would love to see again, like I said, the Streets of Rage. That was me. They had Streets of Rage. Another one. Golden Axe, the first two, the third one was.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, Golden Axe. Total War, Warhammer. Shout outs to Crap's brother.
What about Condemned?
Bro, okay, I've been fucking waiting for a Condemned 3, man.
Make it third person, because the second one wasn't as good as the first one.
I shit my pants in that bear scene in Condemned 2. I swear to God.
I didn't get to 2, but one I beat. Was fucking dope shit. What that guy was like I forgot, like a demon.
Like FBI. See, I heard the guy that. I don't think that company's around anymore. It wasn't Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers published it, but I forgot. Or Sega. Oh man, I forgot.
Sega's game. Condemned was Sega's game.
There was like Monolith, maybe somebody. The company's not around no more. But I've read somewhere that the owner, there's a guy who used to own that company, has the rights, and he said a couple times like, "I have a story written if there's a company that wants to make it." And I was like, "Oh shit, jump on that, man."
What about Microsoft get their own horror game?
Listen, I'm a horror guy. I need me a fucking horror game.
I know that there is a small subsect that likes that. Microsoft ain't interested unless you can get some microtransactions and some online on that shit. So.
Look at that. Listen, you're gonna get poisoned by Illuminati. Don't start talking that shit. They're gonna snuff you out. Don't start talking that shit.
Well, dude, that's just a fact. Everybody knows that they're not gonna push a bunch of single player games anymore. It's not gonna happen.
You're gonna get that tweet again from Phil. What you mad about in-game DLC? What's your problem?
Hey, it's all good. I like games with single player and multiplayer, but I know for a fact that they're not gonna do.
I think that's a mistake. I'm sorry, not to cut you crap. I really truly think that's a mistake, because I'm from the mindset again that not every game needs to have a tactical multiplayer. Like I never really played the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed or the Tomb Raider, and maybe I'm a little old school.
But here's the thing: you need to make a fucking fantastic single player game for people to want to drop $60 on it. Dude, just because you have money doesn't mean you can make a good fucking game. They invested $100 million. On a break, and it fucking flopped and did shitty on Metacritic, and that's why it did bad.
You know why? Why did it flop? 720p.
It was because first of all,
it
was
fucking amazing.
No DLC.
They needed to drop the fucking cutscenes the way they did it, and dude, fucking render cutscenes. You know, like the whole narrative thing with the original idea was dropped. They should have just invested the money, mocap some fucking cutscenes, and put it out like a legit game. People didn't want to fuck around with TV. Fucking action.
It was good.
No crap.
It was good, but it was. But look, the majority of people, like even people like my brother, is the perfect example. Couldn't fucking stand that, right?
No?
He just wanted cuts. No, he just wanted fucking cutscenes. It's
okay. All right, listen. I gotta listen.
Well, then he couldn't. I mean, people. There was the option to have those kind of cutscenes.
There was, but you needed. Well, no. You needed to watch to see what was going on with the fucking game. And so it takes you out of it. You complete a chapter, and then you got to sit and watch a movie for 45 minutes. I get that. Like, I dug it, but I can completely see how someone else would not like that shit at all. Now, you need to come out with a fucking stellar game that I'm talking almost 90 Metacritic to get people to buy. a fucking single player experience. You even look at stuff like Infamous Second Son. That game fucking flopped because it wasn't.
It was okay. It wasn't that great.
Yeah, but
that's Xbox's favorite game right now.
Yeah, I'm
but
having fun.
The thing is it flopped.
It sold probably about 2 million for the install base back then.
Well, yeah, I mean, like not even. I mean, you know, whose mic is that? Anyway,
fucking bots. What the fuck you got you got that PlayStation 1 piece earset they give you free at the PlayStation?
I got a tin can with a string.
Shout out to Lethal Papa, man. He's hooking my mic situation up, man. Shout out to that brother right there, man.
But anyway, what I'm saying is like, look, so far the single player games that Microsoft has pushed this generation of new ones weren't what people would consider to be stellar. You look at Rise, you look at Recore, you look at you know what I'm saying, Quantum Break. Those games aren't like stellar single player only experiences. People don't want to put out a bunch of money for that. Now, if they had something, you know, as good as Tomb Raider themselves and it was a first party thing, then yeah, that might push some consoles, but they don't have that. And like even looking at Sea of Thieves, that's going to be yeah, that's not going to be a single player game either. That's multiplayer.
Okay, but check it out. I'm sorry, Z. Let me just say this point. Okay, crap. I get the point, but see, look, that is one of those missing components that Xbox needs. They need Joanna Dark to be a single player experience. The way you can make your money is advertise it and have DLC. That's how you can make your money on it. You don't have to be multiplayer. That's why I don't agree with you on that. Not every game.
Well, yeah, it's not agreeing with me. It's agreeing with Microsoft. That's Phil Spencer believes that. I mean,
I disagree with Killer Phil about that. Look, you know, Killer Phil, you have to understand that you have to have every genre of game available to the Xbox.
And you know, if Killer Phil would say to you, we have released that and nobody bought it.
He's got a point.
Y'all didn't advertise it. I didn't see a lot of commercials.
They advertised. Well, I mean, look, they
did not advertise. You know when they advertised. You know what? Hold on, crap. When they advertised Quantum Break, the Division was out, and that was killing it. They advertised it too late. You got to advertise that shit months in advance.
Also, I want to say that as far as the cutscenes, the average gamer or whatever walking to the store, or they're not gonna know anything about any goddamn cutscenes or what's in the game.
Well, no, did you see how like everybody tried to market that as like this crazy thing with Hollywood meets video games, and that was the whole thing. Though, like, I know it's a good game, but listen, it got slated for being a short game. Somebody beat it in 3.5 hours, skipping the cutscenes or whatever.
Someone beat Zelda in an hour.
Yeah, but I mean, look here. But Zelda is universally critically acclaimed, so people are gonna buy it.
Somebody said they beat Final Fantasy 15 in like 10 hours.
They're buying Switches specifically for that game because it's so good. Look, here's the thing. People want to talk about Horizon Zero Dawn. Good game, right? High 80s Metacritic. I get you. That's the type of shit you need. I'm not saying like that particular game, but look at the failures that Sony had before they hit that point, right? Infamous Second Son wasn't really a big hit. The Order 1886 wasn't a big hit. They've done these games, but that was really the only big hit that they've gotten. As far as like a new IP or even something big single player, most people would just Redbox that shit. You know,
got a point. Yeah, no, he's right. I agree.
Yeah, I mean that's
you're not. I'm just telling you.
Right. I'm not thinking about like you're right. All the games they had before, it's like okay, Horizon is literally the first one.
Yeah.
To fucking stand out like that type of shit, you know.
Yeah, and they're like
Spider-Man is going to do well.
Well, listen. They say
but those are already named. Those names are already there.
Though. And listen, God of War. That's I mean that'll do well, but maybe like who knows how people will go for that. Yeah, it was a good game. It looks back in the day when you like how it was before. That over the camera, is that going to translate well?
It's epic, man.
Yeah, hey, hold on.
I agree with you, crap.
Is nice Kratos going to be okay? Kratos with a kid? I mean, Kratos was like didn't give a shit about anybody, doing whores and stuff. You know what I mean? Doing a mini game while you're
hit that X button, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like he didn't care about anybody, and now he cared about somebody enough to have a kid again, and fucking. You know what I mean? Like his whole thing wasn't a redemption. It's like I don't remember which ones. I haven't played them in order for a while, but he had a family and lost his family and shit. His daughter, right? Like that was the cool shit. And now what? He's like settled down. He's got a beard, and you know what I'm saying? Like it could be good.
A lot of it for like all the games.
But he's not the same guy. It's not the same game. So maybe it might not be as good as what we remember, or it might have changed too much and you don't like it. We don't know. I mean, it could be great. It could suck. I don't know.
Well, there's somebody in the chat that Niho did good for it did well over what they expected, and that's a decent game. That's a pretty cool game.
With the 16 stall base, good though.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, you know, people bought it because of the hype, and then they sent it back, but it did hit numbers that wasn't expected.
Isn't that just a Souls type game? I mean, that game, like those type of, it seems like you come out with
with an Artemisia type of flair.
Onimusha.
Yeah, Artemisia.
What's that?
I already can say Forza. So let's keep going.
What was that Souls knockoff that came to? It was a multi-plat, and we got it on Games with Gold one time.
Darksiders?
No, it was came out this gen. I forget what it was, but and that ended up doing well too.
Fallen.
What did you say?
The
Fallen. The Fallen.
Lords of the Fallen.
Right. Yeah, Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah. Like
my bad, guys. I'm afraid to talk right now because of my
your mic. It keeps on like.
What are you using?
It sounds like it's got a short in it or something, dude.
Yeah, probably, man. Fuck.
It's like. So that game, you know, it seems like any of those games that like clone the Souls has that like 1 to 2 million player base that likes that kind of shit and will play it. I don't really consider that be a huge success on even with the success of Horizon Zero Dawn, which they're like 2.6 million, it's like great. But then when you step back and look at 60 million PS4s and you go 2.6 million, and that's all they could do.
You preach it to a choir, brother. I say that all the time. You can talk about all the sales that you want to. That's why I love when they keep saying Xbox only has 23 million. Okay, but they sold. Their outlook looks a hell of a lot better.
Their attach rate is fucking amazing.
Yeah, like that's cool. Let them stay at 23 million.
Over 5 million in 3 months.
Yeah,
it's so funny that people still stick by the 20-something. No,
I know it's stupid.
No, that's. I guess the mentality PlayStation fan base.
Well, okay, well, I guess we got anything else to cover, crap?
Could be about doing.
What you? I can't barely hear shit you saying, crap. Computer love.
For me?
Yeah, we can't hear.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear him?
No, he's roboting.
Wrap this shit up.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for rocking out with BGST. It's been real. If you guys want to have some fun, some more entertainment, I will be. Here's a shameless plug. We'll be live streaming. What's the shit? Ghost Recon, and probably a little bit of me, K Megan, probably a couple other Xbots out there. We're gonna have fun tonight on Beam. The link will be down to the stream. Come rock out with us. But we out of here, man.
No doubt.
Thanks.
Hey guys.
Peace, everybody.
Mason. Fuck you, Tim.